All right, I've got you back for another drywall update. This should be part 2. In the first one, I had taped the joints and put the first coat on them, I believe. But now I've widened up all the joints and given the bevel joints a second coat. They stay about the same width. You're just filling a void. But on these butt joints, they have gotten significantly wider. And just to add some scale to it, there goes a 1 foot long 12-inch taping knife. So you can see that this joint is about 2 feet wide. And then some of them are even a little bit wider than that. But in general, when I'm applying the compound at this stage, do a swipe here, then I swipe down the middle and add a flat spot. And that starts to take away that little peak that is sort of the tell that there's a joint there. It makes the light be able to bend around that corner a little better without creating such a harsh shadow line right on it. Especially in a situation like this where you've got light raking in from the side, it would really cast a shadow, but by rounding it so gradually, you end up with a much more subtle joint. So let me just give some pan shots. I might run my mouth while I'm walking around the house a little bit. Some of the butt joints are a little trickier than others. You've got this one's interfered by a receptacle and the corner of the window. There's another example, but it's not the worst thing in the world doing drywall, but it is not that fun, especially when you are doing the majority of all this drywall you see in this house I did on my own. Hung all the ceilings on my own. The walls I had a lot of help with getting the sheetrock up, and then the taping I had help. But after that, I've done the majority of it on my own, so that is very slow. This is normally a thing a crew of people are working on. So doing this on your own is just kind of grueling as far as how slow it moves. But over the past few days, I've really been in here hammering and getting it worked on as much as possible. So we'll walk back to the bedroom real quick. This is the bedroom we're going to use. It's the smaller one, but it's only going to have a bed, maybe a nightstand, a lamp, and then of course there's the closet in here. So that's all you really need in the bedroom. You don't need a bunch of trash. You have a TV in the living room. You got a kitchen's the kitchen, and then down the hallway there's the other bedroom, and that's what's going to be used for doing video editing. And my wife has a loom, so she does weaving. It's about 6 feet long, pretty large loom, and then some different other stuff's going to go on in there. But the other drywall aspect that's going on are these beaded corners. I think I've already talked about them a little bit, but I'm also filling in some of that. You can kind of see, not sure how well that shows up, but you can see that that joint is pretty flush now. Before you kind of have to fill that in as you build it up. Same goes for these joints. This is going to end up getting trimmed over on this face. This will stay as is, so will the inside. You can also see the new windows in these shots, but everything's doing pretty good. It's kind of nice now that I'm walking around. I can rub my hands over some of these joints, and they're so gradual now versus when you first put them on there. It's quite a harsh little hump there. And but each time you apply the next layer of drywall compound, those humps disappear more and more. Here's the closet. Take a look in the bathroom real quick. More of these beaded corners. I was in here really late last night working on stuff, trying to get it to the sanding stage. And one of the next things I need to do in here is apply my cement board to this wall and then start doing the tiling of the floor and the shower surround. So that's going to be a pretty cool step. I might end up kind of starting some of that today. Hallway. There's an opening to the attic. I'll trim that out and put a panel on that once I get done with the drywall and the painting and get to the stage where I'm doing my trim work. And this is the front bedroom. This is where I'm going to do my editing and narrating of my videos. So that'll happen over in that corner, I imagine. Her loom will go somewhere probably here. And then this little wall right here, I'm thinking it'll either probably be a shelf here or leave it nothing set up right here and be sort of a wall for doing large scale paintings is what I would kind of like to do right there. The other thing I do is making some like small metalworking stuff, so like jewelry and jewelry scaled objects. So that could be a good little spot to do some jewelry making, or just my small metalworking bench could go there, or I might put it in the basement. But this is a nice bright little room, so it'll be kind of a nice one to work out of. Yeah. Another cool thing about this room is the room's fully insulated. Of course, the exterior walls are insulated, but the interior walls are also insulated. So that will cut down on any noise coming from elsewhere in the house, which will help out for doing narration, just not having somebody talking in the background, or people in the rest of the house don't have to be quite as quiet while you're working. And this room also has this little closet, which not sure how bright that is. You can see that pretty good, I think. This room will be used for storing different supplies for the activities that go on in here. So I think that pretty much wraps things up. I hope these videos are enjoyable for you. I kind of enjoy putting them together. It's a good way for me to document my own progress outside of just sharing it with all of you. But I guess that pretty much wraps up this little update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Well, thank you again for watching the video, and those of you that are interested, I'm going to have one more drywall video after this one, and that is sanding the walls. And I did so in sort of an exciting way, so be sure to tune in to see those details. And for those of you who are new to following my channel, you can click the red subscribe button on the screen now, and you will get updates when I post future videos, which makes it very easy to follow along with this project. And if you don't already know, I have two other YouTube channels. One is called The Homestead Craftsman. That's my original channel where I feature different videos on how to do different things like woodworking and making tools and show tools and just different things about being a craftsman in general. Talk about some of my thoughts behind that. The other channel is called Square Inch, and that is on building a tiny house. So if you like this channel, you'll probably like those two other channels. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.